what's going on, y'all? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And you're about to watch a little OTB LSU.
We're going to give you all the latest, greatest between LSU football, baseball, women's basketball, softball, and everything in between.
Bottom line, if you want to talk Tigers, keep it locked, subscribe, like it. Portal additions to this LSU football program. Pretty exciting additions here. As, Jake, every player we're about to name, with the exception of a quarterback, I think is in line to be a day one starter, and that they fill roles that you have needs at. And it starts, Jake, with I almost feel like they should have, when this package came under the tree, if you read the tag, it would have said to Jake Hester, because I think you got your Yackle in Oklahoma tight end Bauer Sharp. Do you not? Now he actually led Oklahoma in catches last year.
I was about to say,
47. No, he had 47 catches in some years. No, but I mean, listen to Kelly talk about him, and he talked about him blocking in the run game 4 times in about a 45-second answer. So you're still going to have Trey Green as your kind of pass catcher, and I think you're still going to get more tight ends in that group. But Kamori Pimpton out, Mason Taylor out. You now have a true blocking, but again, a blocker who also led the team with 47 catches. So, very capable. This is a good get at a huge position of need.
No, I think it is, as long as he didn't throw the ball. I think that's going to be.
Oh, that was it. Yeah, that's right, dude. Oh, yeah, that's right.
A good situation. I'm sure they'll have a great
laugh.
I'm sure they'll have a great laugh on that one. But no, this is good. I mean, it's a player play for Southeastern as well, so certainly ties to the area.
Started as a quarterback.
Yeah.
At Southeastern, right?
Well, I couldn't tell.
Yeah. Okay, right.
All right.
That makes sense.
Last one, I promise. Taylor's cousin. We won't say that again. Yeah, you're right, though, about day one, stepping in, being the guy. Trey Green certainly is going to have a role on this team, and now he can kind of be your hybrid.
Yeah.
He can be your F and line up a receiver as well. And I also agree that you still need to add another tight end. Like, tight end, it has to be one of the – because you're a team that likes to run 12 personnel. You like to go out there with multiple tight ends. So you have to get another one. I would expect you to go get an even bigger body, right? Because, like, you've kind of got a little bit of the best of both with Sharp and Green. I think those are two players that are different enough. But go get another guy that's even more of a Y. That way you have 3 guys that are all a little different, and you can use them based off what their skill set is. And I think that would be the perfect combination at the tight end position.
You got Florida cornerback Jakeem Jackson. This one that made a lot of sense as he was the number 3 cornerback in the nation in the 23 class. He committed to play for Corey Raymond at Florida. Corey Raymond ends up at LSU. He's starting for Florida. He gets hurt. He redshirts this year after the injury, and now he reunites with Corey Raymond. So now between DJ Pickett, Aiden Anding, Jakeem Jackson, certainly still PJ Woodland, Ashton Stamps. Like, you got a good corner. You got a good corner room. You got a lot of talent for Corey Raymond to throw against the wall and see who sticks. It's a really big get. He could potentially be a day one starter as well.
Yeah, and it was a position of need, like we talked about. There's still certainly question marks in the back end, but corner's more solidified now than safety is. You also have the star position, and how are you going to utilize that? Because at the end of the year, we saw, Devon Keys actually play the star position, and Major Burns went back to safety. And so that doesn't have to necessarily be a safety type. I guess it's based off matchup and who you're going against. So the safety room still needs a lot of help, but corner is shaping up. You probably still add at least one more there. But, during this week, will we see a couple of safeties maybe add themselves to the fold?
I think you'd have to. Very exciting offensive addition that, again, could be a day one starter wide receiver. That is Barry Brown, just from Kentucky. An absolute electric playmaker. The numbers took a bit of a hit this year. Wasn't he a freshman All-American? And I think the numbers take a bit of a hit. He actually has the SEC record for most kickoff return touchdowns ever, as he has been wasted at Kentucky thus far.
Yeah, he's had really bad quarterback play.
Yeah.
I mean, Bryce Vandergriff, or if it's been Devin Leary, whoever it's been, like, he's had bad quarterback play. It's been an offense that's had a different offensive coordinator basically every single year. So you're talking about, somebody now coming in with Garrett Nussmeier and an offense that was 6th in the nation in passing yards.
Let's put a bow on our portal edition conversation. A couple players that we didn't get to yet. One guy who, look, when you talk about the biggest loss, and this is a major red flag for next year's team, in my opinion, Jake. when you look at where you are losing your most snaps, your most production, and your most talent, it is both on the offensive and defensive edge, and that's not good. That is not good. But I mean, you're losing Will Campbell and Emory Jones offensively, so both of your starting tackles who played every snap, and defensively, you're losing Savion Jones and Braden Swinson, who played the vast majority of snaps. In fact, I think Relaford was at 109 and Womack was at 100. The rest was all Swinson and Savion Jones. So you need help there, and you bring in Nebraska edge rusher Jamari Butler. I don't. There's not like overwhelming stats to make you very excited here, but he's experienced. What do you think? Is this a depth piece, a rotational piece? What do you think Butler's role is here?
Well, look, you got to find some able bodies, and you have to find some players that have been out there and played in major big time football, certainly playing in the Big Ten, because like you said, I mean, you're losing not only your top two guys, you lose your third guy, Deshaun Womack, and obviously he kind of fell out of favor there at the end and kind of fell even farther down the depth chart, but that's somebody you lost as well. So you got to start adding, players. Now you hope they can be impactful. And again, this is somebody that's played in the Big Ten and, had some success. It's not overwhelming success, but he's somebody that has been a player at Nebraska. Now you got to continue to add bodies. We were talking about guys like, Ben Bell from Texas State and like what they could add.
Did he end up signing somewhere?
No, he's still out there. He's still looking as crazy as ever in his picture that I'm looking at currently right now as well. So, because look, things are starting to not only heat up, guys are making decisions, and you've got Eric Singleton Jr. from Georgia Tech. I think you were in one of his potential visits at the receiver position. He's the top-rated guy, but Micah Hudson, who was a former 5-star, goes from Texas Tech to Texas A&M. You've got other players that have been in the portal that are really starting to make their decision. Max Clare, who is a tight end from Purdue, he's going to Louisville apparently. So it's that time. It is that time where you want to try to start to add these players, because now is the time. They're making their decision. They're not waiting for the large majority of these players. Tacario Davis is in the portal from Arizona as well. That is somebody I don't know that if LSU's even remotely in there, but that's a player. He was on the all meathead team preseason. He plays corner a different way. So there's really good players that are day one impactful players in there, but again, they're starting to make their decisions. So whatever push you have, it has to happen right now for the top tier guys.
And then one of the more interesting additions, maybe following in the footsteps of an AJ Swan, which by the way, is AJ Swan out of? This is last year.
Oh, he has
probably
a
not,
year
right?
left.
Yeah, he has to. Probably redshirt, whatever. But Mississippi State freshman quarterback who started for State much of the year after the Blake Shapen injury, Michael Van Buren joining the roster. A bit of a rough weekend for State, or rough week, I'd say, for State at quarterback, as, look, Jeff Lebby really wanted to reunite with Jackson Arnold. In fact, On3 and others are basically reporting that it was a done deal.
He was in a Bulldog uniform, basically, it felt like.
I don't know that, I think I actually reported it as having been done, basically. I don't know if Van Buren was always going to transfer or if that was what spurred him to, but obviously, he felt that, okay, well, yeah, y'all are looking elsewhere. I'm going to look elsewhere as well. Well, Jackson Arnold ends up getting snagged by Auburn and Hugh Freeze, meaning Mississippi State's kind of without a quarterback right now. But let's look at it from the LSU perspective. What is this? Is this a long-term play? I mean, obviously you're adding depth, experienced freshman depth. He had a very good game against Georgia. Like I said, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. That was kind of the high water mark of the season for him. Rough year overall there.
Well, for any Bulldog it was. I mean, they didn't win a conference game.
Yeah.
You got housed by Toledo in their own stadium. But, I mean, this is a player that certainly showed flashes, like you mentioned, what he did against Georgia. And it's, it's kind of getting back to a dual-threat quarterback.
Yeah, so I think. Look, I don't know. I think when it comes to Michael Van Buren, the way to handle it is just kind of let go of any expectations, right? I mean, you had Ricky Collins, Trent Trout. You still got Colin Hurley somewhere in that mix as well.
You
but
missed on quarterbacks in high school recruiting.
Yeah.
So this is a guy that is a freshman, so a young guy.
Yes.
That has played, 7 starts in the SEC?
Is that what it is?
7 or 8, something around there. So you didn't sign. This is your quarterback that you signed in this class.
Yes, that's a good point.
As a very young player that still has 3 years of eligibility. And he
knows he's kind of coming.
I was about to say he knows.
Like,
and I saw some reporting. Oh, he'll compete. I don't see a competition.
No,
it's Garrett Nussmeier's team, and so he'll come in. He understands what the deal is, and he'll sit, and then he'll have every opportunity to win the job, to be your guy. And so it's a great guy to add to your roster that has that kind of experience when you didn't sign somebody out of high school.
Has Nick Anderson committed anywhere yet from Oklahoma?
No, not last I checked, which was we're coming into this segment. He is not. I'm trying to think. So Nick Anderson is the 10th rated player currently in the portal. On3 has 38.1% chance to A&M and a 33.3% chance to LSU. Those are the top teams that he's kind of crystal balled to.
Come on, bro. You don't want to go play receiver for a Mike Elko offense. Come on now, Nick. What are you going to just go like to Oklahoma? Like, that's the same thing you just dealt with this year. Come on now. All right, so there it is. Those are the portal additions thus far.
Our guy Dylan Cinnamon, is that what we said?
Cinnamon, yeah.
Cinnamon.
I just feel like I'm saying cinnamon with a lisp.
You do. That's what you say.
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
And I love cinnamon toast.
He committed to Oregon.
Ooh. That's interesting because wasn't Notre Dame thought to be the leader there?
Yep.
In state, obviously, but hey, Philly night. When Daddy Dan and Phil Knight come calling right now, it is hard to say no. Wow, Jake, what incredible takes.
I mean, those guys, they're just the best.
I think so. And if you think so, again, hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications when we post every single day here on OTB LSU.